Göbekli Tepe turned out to be what you think it might have been, the place where advanced ancient civilization once inhabited, or they used it.
In 2025, researchers used AI to decode mysterious symbols at Göbekli Tepe, and what they uncovered stunned the world.
These pillars dates back 11,600 years. It appears to be purposely buried at the same time of the Younger Dryas climate catastrophe. This is fascinating.
Hidden chambers, advanced relics, and hints of a forgotten intelligence emerged. But one discovery was so disturbing, officials won't speak about it. What was found deep beneath the ancient site? And why the secrecy? The silence from authorities only adds to the growing fear that Göbekli Tepe holds truths humanity may not be ready to face. The implications are nothing short of chilling. The legend of Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is in southeastern Turkey, close to the border with Syria. In Turkish, the name means potbelly hill. It sits on top of a quiet hill, far away from big cities and crowds. The area around it is made up of gentle hills and farmland. Not many tourists go there because it is out of the way and not easy to reach. The land around Göbekli Tepe is peaceful and dry, but this simple place hides one of the biggest surprises in history. Even though the location seems plain, the site has become important to scientists, historians, and people who love ancient mysteries. Göbekli Tepe is the oldest known large stone building made by humans. It was built more than 11,000 years ago, between 10,000 and 13,000 years before the Common Era. That makes it older than the pyramids in Egypt and older than Stonehenge in England. People built it long before they learned how to grow crops or live in villages. The site has large stone pillars shaped like the letter T. Some of them weigh many tons. They are placed in circles, and many have carvings of animals and strange symbols. People back then did not have wheels or metal tools, yet they still moved these stones and put them up with great care. Only about 1/10 of the site has been dug up so far. Most of it is still under the ground. This means there is still a lot more to find. What has already been found is amazing, but what is still hidden could change what we know about early people. In the 1990s, a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt started working at the site. He saw that the stones were part of something big and ancient. His work showed that people came together and built large things even before farming began. This changed how experts think about the past. It showed that early people were smarter and more organized than many once believed. But the stones themselves tell an even stranger story. What did the builders carve into them, and why? Physical description and architectural features. Göbekli Tepe has huge stone pillars that stand tall in the open air. These pillars are shaped like the letter T. Some are as tall as 20 feet and weigh close to 10 tons. People place them in big round shapes, like circles, with two taller ones often in the center. The stones were not placed by accident. Each one stands in a planned spot. Even though this site is over 11,000 years old, the way the stones are set shows great care and skill. The builders knew what they were doing. They worked with simple tools made of stone, and they shaped each piece with effort and time. The pillars at Göbekli Tepe have carvings that show many kinds of animals. You can see snakes, foxes, vultures, scorpions, and more. These animals were not carved in a rough or lazy way. Each one looks sharp and clear, with strong lines and deep cuts in the stone. Some pillars have shapes that look like people, but they are not normal figures. Their heads are small, and arms are shown in strange ways.
As a stilized human being, we can be sure because in some cases we have the arms and we have the fingers.
These shapes might have had special meaning for the people who made them. There is no writing at the site. There are no wheels or metal tools. Still, the carvings tell a story. They may have shown beliefs or told tales from a time long before books or cities. The people who built Göbekli Tepe hunted animals and gathered plants. They did not grow food or live in houses with farms. They did not have animals to carry heavy things. They moved often and lived in small groups. Even so, they came together to build something huge. They had to work as a team. They shared the same ideas and goals. They planned and helped each other. This site shows that people had the power to think big and create amazing things even before the start of farming or towns. It shows early humans had deep minds and strong hands. These amazing carvings raise a big question. What were these early people trying to say? And why did they work so hard to say it? Theories about purpose and function. Many scientists think Göbekli Tepe was used for special events. It may have been a place where people came to pray or take part in spiritual ceremonies. Some call it the world's first temple. It was not a place where people lived. Instead, it was likely a meeting place for different groups. In those days, people hunted animals and gathered wild plants. They did not stay in one place for long. Still, they may have met at Göbekli Tepe during certain seasons. Large gatherings could have been held there for rituals, songs, and other events. It may have helped different groups stay connected and share ideas. This view shows that people cared about beliefs and shared traditions even before farming began. It helps explain why they worked so hard to build something so large. Klaus Schmidt, the man who led the first major dig at Göbekli Tepe, had a new idea. He believed the people came together for spiritual reasons first. He thought their need to gather at this place led to farming. They needed more food to feed everyone at these events. That may have pushed them to plant crops nearby. Over time, this could have led to farming and more settled life. Most experts used to believe farming came first. Then, once people had food, they created places for worship. Schmidt's idea changes that story. He thought belief and gathering came first. Farming came after, because people needed a way to stay and feed each other. His idea made many people rethink the timeline of how human life changed. One of the most puzzling parts of Göbekli Tepe is how it was buried. Around 8,000 years before the Common Era, people filled the site with dirt and stone. This did not happen by wind or rain. People did it on purpose. The reason is still unknown. It may have been done to protect the place or mark the end of its use. No one can say for sure. The careful burial makes the site even more mysterious and important. Most experts agree it was special, but some people have very different ideas about what really happened here. Alternative theories and speculation. Some people have ideas about Göbekli Tepe that are different from what most scientists believe. These ideas are called fringe theories. One of the most talked about theories is that beings from another world helped build the site. People say the stones are too big and heavy for early humans to move with simple tools. They believe something more advanced had to be involved. Another idea is that Göbekli Tepe was made by a lost group of people who had great knowledge. This group may have lived before a huge disaster like a flood or earthquake. After the disaster, their knowledge and history were lost. People had to start over, and the memory of that time slowly faded away. These ideas are not supported by strong facts, but many still find them interesting. Göbekli Tepe has become popular in movies, books, and online shows. Many people talk about it on the internet. Some say the stone circles are connected to the stars in the sky. Others believe the site has hidden energy or even a secret portal. Some even link it to Atlantis, a place from old stories about a powerful lost land. These ideas mix facts with fantasy. They often sound exciting and keep people interested, but they also make it harder to know what is real and what is just a fun story. All the attention has helped bring more support to research at Göbekli Tepe. More people are now interested in the site. This helps scientists get more funding and share their work. But there is also a problem. When stories are told in fun and dramatic ways, it becomes harder to see what is true. People may start to believe guesses over real facts. Scientists want to keep the mystery alive, but also stay honest. They hope people stay curious while looking for real answers. The story of Göbekli Tepe is still unfolding, with both science and stories playing a part. While these wild ideas grab attention, real scientists were about to make discoveries that would shock everyone. New discoveries. In the year 2025, a team of experts made big new discoveries at Göbekli Tepe. For the first time, they found real signs that people may have lived there. These signs included places where people made fires, food storage pits, and the base of what looked like simple homes. Some stones showed how the ground was prepared before building. These remains helped experts see that this place may have been used for more than just short visits. People may have stayed there for longer periods. The team also found tools used in daily life. These tools were made of stone and included blades, scrapers, and grinding stones. They were used to cut food, clean animals, and crush seeds or grains. Food remains were also found. These included wheat grasses, wild beans, bones from gazelles, and bird feathers. These things showed that people hunted, gathered plants, and prepared food at the site. There were signs of cooking and food processing. Stones had grinding marks, and some bones were broken in ways that showed they had been cooked or used as tools. This gave strong proof that people stayed in one place for some time. They had ways to prepare meals and take care of basic needs. The team used ground-penetrating radar to look under the ground. They found more than 15 new stone enclosures still buried. Some of these may be as old as 15,000 years. That makes them even older than the rest of the site. Over 200 new standing stones were found, shaped by hand and set in the ground. At least 15 of these new areas are believed to be large temples built from stone. So far, only about 1/10 of the whole site has been explored. Experts say it could take over 150 years to study everything. Each new find helps us understand how early people lived, worked, and came together at this special place. These finds changed everything we thought we knew. But what do they really mean for human history? Historical implications. For a long time, people believed that farming came first. After farming, people built homes and formed villages. Later, they created towns and started what we call civilization. This was the old idea of how human life changed over time. But new finds at Göbekli Tepe tell a different story. The builders came together in large groups before they grew food. They made temples, lived in simple homes, and shared stories and beliefs. These early people may have started farming later to support their growing community. This shows that human connection, belief, and teamwork may have come before farming. The need to gather and share may have led to bigger changes in how people lived. The buildings at Göbekli Tepe show clear signs of planning and teamwork. The stones are large and heavy. People had to work together to shape, move, and raise them. That means they needed strong leaders and shared goals. There were no written words, but the carvings and shapes tell us people had deep beliefs. These may have helped guide their actions and hold their group together. People likely had different jobs. Some hunted, others carved stone or planned buildings. This shows a simple form of social order. They shared work and had different roles to play in the group. The new discoveries make us think again about how early people lived. Big building projects need food, tools, and many hands. People had to find ways to feed workers and keep them organized. There may have been trade with other groups. People may have shared food, tools, or other items. Some may have led, while others followed or built. Stories and shared beliefs may have helped bring people together. These things may have taken the place of laws or writing in early times. The finds at Göbekli Tepe show that early humans had more skills and deeper thoughts than many believed before. They helped start the first steps toward life as we know it today. Göbekli Tepe wasn't alone. Around the world, other ancient people were building similar mysteries, connections to other megalithic sites. Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge have some things in common. Both have large stones placed in circles. both were used as sacred places where people came together. Stonehenge is about 6,000 years younger than Göbekli Tepe, but the design feels similar. At both sites, the stones seem to match the sun and stars. People may have used them to watch the sky and follow time. These sites show that early humans in different places had some of the same ideas about gathering and building with meaning. The temples on the island of Malta were built around 3,600 years before the Common Era. They are among the oldest buildings that still stand today. Like Göbekli Tepe, the builders used no metal tools. The Malta temples were used for spiritual or religious reasons. They have strong stone walls, some carvings, and signs of group work. Building these places needed many people working together. Each stone was shaped and placed with care. These temples remind us that early people worked as a team and shared deep beliefs. On the island of Menorca, people built T-shaped stone monuments about 1,000 years before the Common Era. These are called taulas. They stand in horseshoe shapes, much like the stone layouts at Göbekli Tepe. Even though they were made many years later, the shape and idea feel the same. These stones show that the way people built sacred places stayed similar over a long time. Across the world, early people built large stone places for spiritual and social use. These sites were not just buildings. They were made with care and shared meaning. Many were used to follow the stars, honor the dead, or gather the community. People who lived far apart had no contact, but still built in similar ways. This shows a deep human need to build strong places filled with spirit, memory, and connection. All these ancient sites point to something bigger. They show us that early humans were far more advanced than we ever imagined. Broader implications for human development. The findings at Göbekli Tepe are changing the way we think about early human life. For many years, people believed survival came first. They thought farming and food led to towns and later to culture. But Göbekli Tepe shows that early people may have been guided by something deeper. They came together to build special places filled with meaning. They worked side by side to shape large stones and create spaces for gathering. These places gave people a sense of community and shared purpose. Building together helped them feel part of something greater. Their need for connection and belief may have come before farming or villages. The buildings show early signs of culture, expression, and teamwork. The builders of Göbekli Tepe hunted animals and gathered plants. They did not grow crops or raise animals. Even so, they made big plans and worked on long projects. This shows they could think ahead and stay focused on shared goals. They passed down knowledge from one person to another. This helped their culture grow and improve. The way they placed stones in perfect shapes shows they knew about space, patterns, and maybe even stars. These people had smart minds and strong hands. They lived without writing, but they still found ways to teach, learn, and build. The stone circles at Göbekli Tepe were built for special reasons. These were not simple homes. They were sacred spaces. People came back to them again and again. These places helped bring people together and build trust. As more people gathered, they may have started living nearby. These spaces gave people a reason to stay and work as a group. Shared beliefs helped form strong bonds. Working together made the group stronger. These sacred spaces became the heart of early human life. Göbekli Tepe shows that spirit, purpose, and working together played a big part in the beginning of civilization. The more we learn, the more questions we have. What other secrets are still buried in the ground? Future research directions. Much of Göbekli Tepe is still hidden underground. Only a small part has been explored. Most of the site remains untouched. It may take many decades or even hundreds of years to uncover it fully. Each new discovery could change what we think we know. But digging takes time, money, and care. There are still many things we do not fully understand. Experts are still studying the true purpose of the site. They want to learn why people worked so hard to build it and later chose to bury it. More research is also needed to learn how many people lived nearby and for how long. There may be links to other ancient places that have not yet been found. These findings may lead to big changes in how we understand early human life. We may need to rethink what hunter-gatherers could do. They may have had more complex skills and deeper beliefs than we once thought. New models of early civilization may focus more on shared beliefs and group efforts. The story of human development may include not only survival needs, but also spiritual and social ones. Göbekli Tepe is helping us see the past in a new and exciting way. Göbekli Tepe is more than stone and soil. It holds the key to understanding who we were and who we could become. As new discoveries unfold, the story grows deeper. Stay curious, stay open, and follow the journey. What we uncover next may rewrite everything we thought we knew about human history.